I don't think there is any relationship between these three subjects. They're all quite separate things and very important subjects. I have no idea why somebody decided they were all the same thing. One of the things I noticed about the so-called fundamentalists that I used to know in the 90s, the fundamentalists who are mostly associated with Islam, was their certainty that these are people who are not persuadable, who are not capable of changing their mind about anything. They are people who are absolutists, and they are utopians, which means they have a very fixed and non-porous, absolute view of the world, which is one complete system. And you could be a fundamentalist, as you say, as a Leninist, as a religious person. You could be a fundamentalist when it came to a financial system. Or you could be Hitler or Mao, but they are all people who have a complete view of the world where everything is explained. So there is no doubt, there is only certainty. But there are always new forms of fundamentalism. So-called Islamic fundamentalism developed out of colonialism. It developed in the 50s through the 60s and then, of course, up until the present. There has been fascism, of course, is a form of fundamentalism. And I'm sure there will be other forms of fundamentalism that will develop in the next century. But the basic features are always the same. Yes, there is no doubt, there is no skepticism. And there is never the terror of uncertainty. I think it was really the idea of a war as a sort of video game. My kids used to play video games, so you can kill lots of people, but you don't get killed yourself. And you don't even see the casualties. So the idea was that you could remove Saddam Hussein, you could bomb important facilities in Iraq, you would never see anybody, nobody on your side would ever get killed. It was really a fantasy that came out of video games, of a war without pain or suffering on your side. So really for Tony Blair, the bombings in London were a real shock and surprise, because suddenly Britain had casualties on its side and became aware that war was, of course, as it always is, a dangerous business and bloody.